Hi, I'm Kelly Reeves, and the art technique that I chose was baby white tie-dye. And on my supply list is everything that I have here on my table. You need baby wipes, doesn't matter what brand. Actually, this is an off brand that we used at our preschool, and it worked perfectly fine. So you just need a baby wipe. You can use washable markers if you want to, but we did find that liquid watercolors, the colors just really pop and they're a lot brighter. So watercolors are our choice. If you don't want to use the watercolors and you want to use washable markers, I'm sure that'll be just fine. But for this art project, I'm actually going to use the watercolors. I have 3 different colors. I have purple, green, and pink, and I've put a little bit into some drinking cups so that we're not using a large bottle, and especially with children where that could become extremely messy. I do have some paintbrushes. Again, the paintbrushes are optional. If you honestly wanted to just dip the baby wipe into the watercolor, that would work fine too. But for all intents and purposes, we use the paintbrushes, and that seemed to work really well, and the children enjoyed the fine motor of the dipping into the watercolor and then actually adhering it to the baby wipe. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to get out just a regular baby wipe. I'm going to lay it flat on the table, and just like with any other tie-dye project, you pick up from the middle and you twist and you twist. And the students really enjoy doing the twisting, and again, that's great for fine motor, so that's definitely something that they can help with. Generally, you can get 3 to 4 small elastic rubber bands. This is the size that I have. Generally, you can get 3 of those and have them placed, whereas you can get 3 or 4 different sections on the baby wipe. You'll probably need to help the student with the rubber bands. That's kind of a process that we found was a little bit difficult for them, but once they have got the twisting done, you can ask them where they would like to place the rubber bands. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to try to get 4 on this one. The bottom comes untwisted. That's fine because you can retwist once you have the elastic secured. We actually did this art project with my preschoolers back in September when the weather was really nice still. It was great to be able to take this outside. A lot less mess from the classroom, and the finished projects dried a lot quicker in the warm sun. All right, so then I'm just going to go ahead and twist again because that one came undone. I'm going to go ahead and put my 3rd elastic on. It doesn't have to be super tight. You can actually, I think I'm taking it around 3 times. That seems to be fine. And then the last one. We tried this with the larger bands first and noticed, because the baby wipes are such a small canvas, that these elastics from the Dollar Tree worked much better. All right, now I have my 4 sections of white area between the elastics. This is where the fun comes into play. Like I said, at this point you can just have them dip however they want to into the watercolors, but in order to get that really bright tie-dye with a mixture of different colors and the awesome patterns that you can get, we like to do the paint brushes, and like I said, all students, you know, had a lot of fun doing that, and it's their art creation because they're able to choose the colors. They're able to tell you where they want the rubber bands placed, how many colors. You don't have to use 3 colors. You could do one color if you wanted to, and the white would be your contrasting color. You could do all 3 colors, or you could do 2. If you had more, obviously, you could do as many colors as you wanted to. But in this case, I have 3. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paintbrush. I'm going to dip it into, purple seems to be my first color. So I'm going to dip the paintbrush, let my paintbrush soak up some of the purple. And all you really have to do at this point is lay it on the baby wipe. And as you can see, it just almost starts soaking through immediately. So you will want to continue dipping and pushing, and you'll want to have them work as close as they can, obviously up to the elastic with whatever color, if they wanted to do the more than one color of the tie-dye. Okay, I think I'm going to do a purple on this side too. And again, it just soaks it up really fast. Just set that out of the way. It is a good idea to have multiple brushes for the different colors. A, so you're not mixing the paint, but B, so that the other children, if you're working in a smaller group with a couple students or more, they can go ahead and use that color, while this color, the green right now, I'm going to use, while the green is being used, another student can go ahead and use the purple. So I'm going to do green on this section. It's a larger section, so it's actually going to put some extra on there. I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to do green on this section. Another good idea that we did learn that I actually forgot about, when you're doing 20 of these different projects, it is a smart idea to have some sort of hand protectant, because you will be covered in these watercolors, and you will start actually transferring colors onto the next student's art project, and they tend to not get very happy about that. Well, the last color I'm going to do is actually right in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and do pink. See, now I have it on my fingers. All right, that looks good to me. And when the child that you're working with has decided that the colors are where they want them and they don't want to add any more to it, that's when you get out your paper towel that I have laid out. You can go ahead and start from the top, taking the rubber bands off. And as you can see, it's dripping quite a bit. So we'll go ahead and take this elastic off. Wow, I got that one on really tight. All right, and then the last one. Alright, and then unfold it, and you have an amazing tie-dye baby white. It's best to lay that down flat on a paper towel and let it dry overnight. And I actually brought 2 examples that we still had in our classroom of some finished projects, actually, of 2 of my students. When it was finished, we actually took construction paper and just taped it on there. We hung it in our art center. That's an example, and this is an example. And I think it's almost impossible to make 2 pieces of this type of art alike, so it definitely shows the individuality.